The four characteristics of humanism are curiosity, a free mind, belief in good taste, and belief in the human race. It may have taken a while for people to realize that this is the way to live, but the great scientists of the Renaissance represent these qualities well to leave their names mentioned hundreds of years later.
Sir Isaac Newton, possibly one of the most well-known scientists of all time, was a brilliant mind of the late 1600s and into the early 1700s. Newton was educated at very prestigious schools, which allowed him to get a well-known reputation in the area of science. His biggest and probably most famous discovery was the law of gravitation. He found this new idea when he observed an apple fall off a tree. He knew that there must be an acting force on the apple for its acceleration from zero to the ground and so on. He also discovered the three laws of motion and the spectrum of light. These ideas were written in his journal, and they were when he was thinking, something that people were doing a lot more of. Other scientists of that age in the Renaissance were into the wonders of the planets and the stars though, and some very successful in discovering new things about them.
From a young age, Johannes Kepler was fascinated with astronomy. He was able to summarize the carefully collected data of his mentor Tycho Brahe with 3 statements that describe the motion of the planets in a sun-centered solar system. The actual laws themselves are still considered an accurate description of the motion of any planet and any satellite.
Since about 100 AD, the planetary motions were governed by Ptolemy's model. It involved the Earth being at the center of the solar system. This was a religious belief enforced by the Roman Catholic Church for a very long time because they thought that the Earth was the chosen place for the heavens and it must be the center of the universe. One man named Nicholas Copernicus was a scientist with an artistic mind. He saw the beauty and simplicity of things, which was an important part of how he proved the actual way the solar system worked. The belief that the Earth was the center of the universe was about to change after centuries of it being true to the Christian society. He knew that the Ptolemaic model was incorrect because of the amount of inconsistencies and things that seemed too intricate to be right. But this was not so easy to prove wrong. Luckily, he had more astronomers after his lifetime to help out.
Galileo Galilei lived from 1564 to 1642 and was known far and wide for his support of Copernicus' theories. His improvement of the telescope further advanced astronomical studies, heavily allowing more to be known about the universe. At the time, every astronomer was trying to find out everything about the planets and stars. Copernicus had not yet won his battle because the influence of the church was a strong roadblock from letting his ideas and others' ideas reach the people without being denied, completely changed, or made illegal to learn about. Galileo's open support of Copernicus and his theory got him in trouble with the church, who considered it illegal to go against their beliefs. It became especially troubling for the church when Galileo published books about his findings, making the theories more accessible to the general public. Galileo, Isaac Newton, and Johannes Kepler all helped prove the heliocentric theory, but unfortunately it was after Copernicus died when the people did not believe the church anymore.
The more in-depth principles of humanism were that people can shape their lives through effort and talent. It was important to have a curious, open mind, and it was true you could achieve great things from learning. People can use reason to find the truth. The kids were told that it was their responsibility to improve the society that they lived in. Those humanists had their certain approach to life, and it started to catch on to other people. Soon the Christian society was more in tune with the humanists and their approach than the church.
The printing press even further reached Christian societies and allowed them to be able to be independent from the church by reading their own religious books. The scientists who fought against the Roman Catholic Church also had struggles with making the people believe their ideas, even if they had proof sometimes. All this was because of the church and its influence on the people. They relied too much on the church's help, and they couldn't even read the Bible by themselves because the people were not educated in Latin text.
The humanistic approach allowed the proper pursuit of education for regular people and not just rich families. That's what opened up the doorway for all of these great historic minds of the Renaissance to create their ideas and discoveries and share them with the world. The people saw the proof why the scientific ways of that time were wrong, and they started to doubt it. The people at then were so focused on religion that they didn't want those things to be wrong because it's what they've been told and enforced to believe.
By the time Galileo died, the church was forced to accept that he and Copernicus were right. The sun was the center of the universe. Because Galileo had never given up, writing book after book, and never afraid to state what he thought, he gradually earned respect and left behind a legacy that will be known by everyone. A legacy that honors Copernicus and him as amazing astronomers of the Renaissance, and being the definition of humanism. Isaac Newton left his legacy behind in his work and the astounding accomplishments he made, which was easier for him to do because of the new humanistic ways of time. Scientists, inventors, and astronomers left the biggest footprint of the Renaissance and is still impacting us today.
As the Renaissance spread throughout Europe, there was a new world culture adopted by people. Long-held beliefs were challenged and they were accepted. Freedoms and curiosity led to great advancements in the scientific world. Modern scientists was changed from the new oh shit. Let's get out.